There was a lot of things I did like and a lot of things that I thought we could improve. First of all, we need to be better on third down all around. I need to make better decisions. I need to put the ball on the money more. I need to avoid hands getting on it. Felt they got a little bit lucky a few times getting hands up, but you got to keep fighting through that. And I like that, we're continuing to get better, getting on the same page with receivers. Some of those routes were kind of read routes and being on time. But, it's just kind of how our offense is. Every week we should be a lot better, just chemistry and in the game and seeing those guys like Ricky and Simi and Mitchell and running their routes at the right depth and things like that. So a lot of good from it, but a lot we can improve on.
You guys moved the ball well in the 20s and then kind of got bogged down in the red zone. Three out of 5 trips were touchdowns and the last 2 were field goals. What do you need to do to improve the touchdown percentage there?
Yeah, that was the biggest problem I thought from the game is we drove, I think, every drive, and then, like you said, bogged down a little bit once we got to the red zone. So I think, again, we just need to execute better on third down. We kept getting it to fourth, and we converted it, a little bit, but we need to really connect on those third downs and kind of making those competitive plays, making good decisions, just kind of all areas of the offense. But I need to play a lot better, and I can. And so I'm really taking it, personal and really trying to improve a lot this week. But every week we need to keep improving to be where we need to be.
You talked about it, but Coach Wilson said too that he felt like maybe he made some bad decisions on those third downs. How much do you sit down with him? How much do you kind of leave to the coaching staff in terms of talking through what didn't work in those specific play calls and what you guys can change moving forward?
Yeah, we talked to coaches a lot about, yesterday especially, what we saw, what we could do better. And Coach took a lot of the blame for that, but I kind of disagree. I just think, whatever plays out there are answers, whether it's a hot answer, whether it's a cover 3 answer, a cover 2 answer. So I need to always make Coach look good and bail him out if there is a call that's not as favorable as we'd like. Even looking at some of those plays, even though some weren't quite ideal, I could have made decisions that would have made them work. So that's up to me, and so I appreciate Coach taking ownership, but I think it's unnecessary. I think I need to play better on those third down situations.
Automate to a different play, or just execute the play?
More execution. Most of those plays were pretty good. Like I said, there's a lot of elements to a play. It's not just an inside zone handoff. There's bubbles, backside smokes, you name it. There's slants, go balls, whatever. So I just need to, we need to win on competitive plays and just make the right decision. Sometimes that right decision is just to hand it off and get 1 or 2 yards. But I thought there were a few times that I could have made a better decision to get the first down.
I know you guys don't like to think too much about the opponent, but especially as you talk about converting third downs, keeping drives alive, turning 3 points into 7, you're facing a pretty well-credentialed offense this weekend. How much do you allow yourselves to think like we're going to have to get the most out of all of our drives because this is a team that can put up points in a hurry that's coming in?
Yeah, I think that's the mindset every week. And, especially this week, we respect their offense and their defense. They're a very good team. But every single week we need to be able to play at a high level and execute. And that's the goal. You're never going to be perfect, like Coach always says, but we need to strive to be close to it and execute at a high level. And yes, we need to this week especially, but every single week it needs to be a big focus to convert on third downs and keep drives going.
You talk about not being perfect. In the first 2 games, you guys have been behind in the second half, but you ended up winning the game in the fourth quarter. Is that something right there encouraging for this particular team? Because that wasn't always the case in the past. You won close games these first 2 games.
I think it is. I think it's huge for our team, the confidence, and just to know that, we can win the close game. Whether it should have been that close or not, we're pulling it out at the end. And it's just good for guys to know, hey, when it's close, we're going to win the game. I think in years past, we've kind of just, ball hasn't bounced our way. We haven't made the plays quite necessary to finish games. So, we're sitting right now at 2-0, which, not the prettiest way overall, but I mean, in the end, it is 2 wins and 0 losses. But we're back to 0-0 this week. We have to go 1-0 this week, and so that's the focus. But I mean, it is good to see that. I mean, get that confidence again. It makes practice a lot more fun. Meetings, guys just coming in with more of an attitude and excitement about them. And but we really feel like we could be very, very special this year, and there's a standard we need to go to.
The defense took a lot of heat from its first game performance. What was it like from a team standpoint to see them come up with a big interception return to kind of seal that game Saturday?
It was huge. I mean, the defense was giving them trouble all game, giving pressure, a lot of blitz looks, getting in the quarterback's face. And, I mean, that last play really summed up how they played all game. And it was good to see them make the play and bring it back for a touchdown. Jameel making a great play. But really, Marcus and TJ really shot the gap and got in the quarterback's face, and corners covered the route. So, I mean, it was awesome to see the defense kind of win the game at the end for us. And again, just that confidence is invaluable. So it was good to see.
It's early in the season, but how are you better as a quarterback now than you were last
year? I think there's a lot of areas. I think, first of all, I feel a lot stronger out there. I feel like my body, taking hits, I don't feel it as much. I feel like even, in the pocket, I feel stronger, when they hit me. So thanks to Coach Hill and his staff all off season. But again, I feel like I know what I like out there a lot more, especially in the Indiana or the Southern Illinois game, the first game. I knew what I was seeing and what I wanted to try to exploit. And then this last game, kind of knew I really liked the game plan we had. We were just very close from executing those plays. So I mean, being an older guy, I see a lot more plays, but again, I just need to kind of cut loose a little bit more out there. But I like where I'm at, but I think I can be just so much better.
Have you ever had a game where you ran in the first 2 touchdowns?
I think I've scored 2 touchdowns in general, rushing like once before, Bowling Green last year. But other than that, maybe high school one time. I don't know. It was pretty cool. I felt bad taking Jordan's touchdown because he got us down to the 1 that one time, but the look just kind of provided it that way. So.
How much input do you have in the game plans? I mean, do you get together with Coach John or something and say, hey, maybe we can do this, or I like this or that? How much input do you have?
A lot, and this year is a lot different than most years, especially with Coach Johns. He kind of, I go up there and watch film with them, and he'll ask kind of what I like, what I think about this play and that play, what I like, what concepts I like. But then, Wednesday, Thursday, we have a lot of plays on the sheet, and we go through, and he's like, Nate, do you like this one? Do you not like this one? And I kind of get to pick my favorites out of the top, and he'll take out some of the plays I just don't really feel comfortable with. So just kind of having that communication makes me feel a lot better on game day out there, knowing, hey, there's a pool of plays he's going to call from, and I feel great about all of them. So, I mean, that's really been huge for me and given my confidence a big boost.
You seem to have a moment with Mitchell Page in the end zone after that touchdown, but can you just talk about how far he has come and I don't know, just what you felt on that particular play?
Yeah, it was awesome. I just threw a little bubble screen, and he did all the work. Well, Ricky really made the block that got him in. But, I mean, Mitchell's a great player, and he doesn't back down to anyone. He made a great catch on that cross-field throw I threw to him with the guy all over him. I mean, that kid's got some incredible hands also. But, I mean, he's a guy who's put in his time, really developed, taken every year to develop. It's really easy when you're not playing to just kind of relax and just, use your redshirt year, use your off year just to have fun in college. But he's worked every single year he's been here. So, I mean, I've always felt great about him, but, I mean, even more than ever, his routes are awesome. And, I mean, we need to continue to play better and connect better. But, I mean, where he's at right now, I'm very excited about. When did you start building? I mean, since he was first here, he always caught it well, and he was always willing to learn. So, I mean, I've always liked to throw to him, but especially this last spring ball. Really, last fall camp, I thought he did a really good job too. But this spring ball summer, it was just another level where we were just we wouldn't even think about it. We'd be connecting every single time. So, yeah, just he would continue. He just continued to get better, and his confidence has grown. So I think also that touchdown was great just to give him more confidence too. Because he's a great player. He's an unbelievable player, but also our offensive line is the best in the Big Ten. I mean, all those guys across the board put big dents in the defense, and Jordan, if you just give him one-on-one guy, he's going to run over him or make him miss. Unbelievable balance and just so knowledgeable of the game. But yeah, he's just getting started. He's going to be a special back.
A weird question, but guys talked about how some things needed to change in blocking schemes for Jordan as opposed to Tevin, just because you're trying to open different kinds of holes for them. Where is that transition in your mind, and how much more could it grow in terms of that line being comfortable with what it needs to do to open holes for Jordan and Divine, as opposed to the kind of holes it was, the kind of opportunities it was trying to create for Tevin?
Well, Jordan's a lot more patient of a back than Tevin, and it's no knock to either of them. It's just different styles of play. Tevin was obviously a one cut and he was gone, but Jordan's, again, very patient. So, I mean, I don't really know the ins and outs of their blocking schemes and how they're trying to block differently. All I know is in the receiver room, they know that they need to block downfield to get those touchdowns, because the O-line's going to get them the first 5-10 yards, and the receivers got to get them the touchdowns. So, but I really think that, I mean, how they've been doing is great, but I really think we can take it to another level on all aspects of the team. But I think our O-line especially as well.
Western Kentucky is similar schematically from an offensive point of view to Indiana. What about defensively? Is there a similarity there in terms of how they approach defense?
So far in the first 2 games this year, they are a little bit similar, kind of an odd front. Last year they were totally different. So watching last year's film doesn't really do us much help right now, and we're kind of trying to decide what they're going to play us in, because Vanderbilt's offense is pretty different from Louisiana Tech. So, I mean, there's not 100% sure. We don't know 100% sure how they're going to play us, but I mean they've improved a lot on defense, and I mean they're a very good team. We're going to have to bring our A game to compete with them.